What's up, man? What's going on, everybody? It is I, MOE713. Welcome back, my High Roots TV family. Yeah, man, we're back with another episode, guys. But anyway, today's episode, there's not clickbait, guys. This rabbit hole actually just got a little bit deeper with the whole Ghislaine, Maxwell, and Epstein situation. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm probably the first one that's going to talk about this because at this moment, guys, everybody's worried. Everybody's talking about the vaccine, all right? The media is in a frenzy right now, trying to get everybody to get vaccinated. So right now, at this moment, it seems like everybody forgot about the biggest peddle ring that has to deal with all these politicians, world leaders, you know, in the UK, all over the world. I mean, presidents of the United States. And we only reached the tipping point, man. And, you know, Epstein was killed off. A lot of people are being murdered through this case. And the missing children around the world, it just seems like nobody has a voice for them. And it seems like every channel that tries to speak up for the kids, like my own, is getting shut down every day. Basically, the censorship throughout big tech companies is just ridiculous right now, and it shows proof that we're hitting a nerve. I mean, guys, this episode I'm going to talk about, the rabbit hole goes real deep on this one. It gets even more disturbing. Let me explain. All right. So Ghislaine Maxwell and their lawyers, man, they're trying to take full advantage of this coronavirus frenzy at this moment, and they're trying to post bail on her, man. Let me put this shit up real quick. All right. Ghislaine Maxwell news. All right. Ghislaine Maxwell is offering $30 million bail right now, and she will finally admit that she's married, reports say. So throughout this whole time, she tried to hide who she was married to. There's a reason why she didn't want to say who she was married to, because it gets real messed up real quick, guys. And I'm gonna share with y'all in a little bit. Okay, here's another one. Alleged trafficking victim wants to drop her lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's see what they're talking about real quick. Alleged trafficking victim wants to drop her lawsuit. Ghislaine Maxwell objects, but you know, it's kind of tricky right there. Why does Ghislaine Maxwell object? Obviously, Ghislaine Maxwell has paid off this victim. I mean, in less than a day, she's offered close to $30 million bail, and suddenly another victim has finally tried to drop the charges, but she won't let her drop the charges until she signs this agreement. Okay, let's read it. One of the three alleged victims in the criminal indictment of Ghislaine Maxwell is attempting to dismiss her civil lawsuit against Maxwell. I wonder why, and the state of Jeffrey Epstein. But attorneys for Maxwell are objecting, insisting that they first be provided with a copy of a confidential settlement agreement. The alleged victim, Annie Farmer, reached with a victim's claims program established by the state, according to the court records. Ms. Maxwell respectfully requests that this court order Farmer to provide to Ms. Maxwell an unredacted copy of the signed and executed release from the claims program. Maxwell's lawyer, Laura Menninger, wrote in the letter of the court Tuesday. I mean, because it specifically says she wants some notary saying that she is never going to try to sue in the future. Basically, she's trying to save her ass in the future. All right. Farmer filed the lawsuit in November 2019, 8 months before Maxwell's arrest, alleging she was sexually trafficked at the age of 16 as a part of the Epstein and Maxwell's organized ring and procuring young women of girls of sex. During a 1996 visit to Epstein's ranch in New Mexico, Farmer claims Maxwell pressured her into receiving a massage and touched intimate parts of her body against her will, according to the Farmer's complaint. I mean, this is what she said once before. She is a sexual predator who groomed and abused me and countless other children and young women, Farmer said. She has never shown any remorse for her heinous crimes, for the devastating lasting effects of her actions caused. Farmer's civil lawsuit was placed on hold on June while she presented her claims with Epstein victims. Farmer accepted an offer from the fund, which requires her to drop all pending litigation against the estate and any former employees of Epstein. She wants another form to make sure that she's never ever going to bring this shit up ever again. Is basically that's what's happening, guys. She has a bunch of money to just quiet the victims, and now she wants to be she might get bailed out of jail. All right, this is the stuff that the media is not putting out there, guys. This is 14 hours. This barely just happened. But it gets even worse, man, because before she was denying that she had a husband. And it always struck weird to me. I'm like, man, whoever this husband is, they're definitely hiding something. And this is in case the fact, man. Now, this is where the rabbit hole gets even deeper, guys. I guess they accepted the deal because she gave up her husband. So it's kind of weird now. Okay, so Ghislaine Maxwell and husband Scott Borgerson will put up $30 million bail with $5 million from her siblings and the rest of themselves in a bid to get her home for before Christmas. Are y'all getting this shit, man? These fucking heinous crimes that she did. Ghislaine Maxwell is in fact married to her tech CEO lover, Scott Borgerson. Borgerson, 44, is devastated over Maxwell's imprisonment, has offered a $30 million bail in a last-ditch attempt to secure her release. He will put up $25 million as a security, which will be forfeited if she flees before trial, a report has claimed. The other $5 million has come from her siblings, who, like Maxwell, are the children of the late disgraced British newspaper tycoon Robert Maxwell. The package will be put before a federal judge in New York in coming days, with the aim of getting Maxwell out of Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn in time for the holidays. Oh, fuck. The report in the Daily Telegraph appears to confirm for the first time that Maxwell and Borgerson are married. They live together at their $2.4 million oceanfront home in Manchester by the Sea in Massachusetts. But Maxwell moved when she bought her own $1 million property in New Hampshire, where she was arrested in July, where she went for hiding. All right, Maxwell, the British socialite, is accused of procuring girls at young age, as young as 14 years old, for Epstein to abuse and perjuring herself in a separate civil case. Now, guys, what do we know about this case, guys? Ghislaine Maxwell was not just procuring these girls, these special victims for Jeffrey Epstein, all right? They are an organization focused on child trafficking. I mean, all these people around Jeffrey Epstein had pilot's license. Ghislaine Maxwell herself, she was licensed to operate a submarine, all right, to be more secretive. And it gets even weirder. Now, why would she, for the longest time since she was arrested, they wouldn't put out who her husband, Scott Borgerson, was? Well, her husband, her CEO tech husband, Scott Borgerson, oh, what a coincidence. He stepped down from being CEO from this company. His company that he made is called Cargo Metrics. Cargo Metrics, guys. Now, this is where the messed up shit comes in. Now, y'all wondering how they trafficked a bunch of little kids and how they got away with it for this long also? Well, this guy has a lot to do with it also. I mean, let's look up Cargo Metrics, guys. Cargo Metrics. What is Cargo Metrics, guys? Here's a kind of a brief introduction, kind of, I don't know, because it's basically Cargo Metric is shipping data that has to do with all the shipping docks and cargo containers. Let's see right here. This is what he does, bro. He's in charge of all the data for all the shipping containers that are distributed around the world. And guess who's in those shipping containers? Kids, guys. Kids. Tell me this shit's not fishy, man. She's just arrested for child trafficking, and now her husband is the CEO owner that is responsible for all the data of all the shipping containers and cargo containers that are shipped throughout the whole world globally. Lost at sea. I mean, they could lose containers. They could manipulate the data of what's inside the containers. There's so much manipulation they could do with this that is just ridiculous. This is just insane. Oh, let me look at something else, guys. See, and they say the CEO leaves Marcirc partner due to alleged ties with Jeffrey Epstein. So this dude has ties with Jeffrey Epstein. Indeed. So this is where he stepped down. The CEO, founder of the hedge fund, which partners with Maersk Tankers, has stepped down. News report linked that him to Ghislaine Maxwell, who was charged with recruiting young girls for Jeffrey Epstein. In an email, Shipping Watch Maersk Tanker supports his exit. So this guy, Scott Borgerson, he was linked to Jeffrey Epstein, to Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, he should be investigated big time, guys. The CEO hedge fund, which has Maersk Tankers as co-owner, has stepped down from his position after several news reports have tied him to the Jeffrey Epstein former girlfriend and accomplice. Scott Borgerson stepped down as CEO of fund Cargo Metrics in late July. Maersk Tankers has invested in the fund, which has also played a key role developing the shipping company's digital business. I mean, this is the link to the whole child trafficking network. Globally. They use this dude. I mean, this is mind-boggling, bro. Am I tripping here? Am I tripping? Guys, like I said always before, do your research. Do your research if I'm tripping, guys. This dude, Scott Borgerson, he was the IT CEO that tracked all the cargo shipping containers, and he manipulated the data. He could manipulate anything. Come on, man. If you put the pieces together, this is just ridiculous how they're ignoring this situation. This dude had a big role into this child trafficking ring. And on top of that, this dude is the one funding her release. Tell me this is not BS. On top of BS, on top of BS, man. I mean, it's just ridiculous, guys. But anyway, if y'all think I'm tripping, leave your comments down below. This is all I got to say for right now. We're going to wait and see what happens. But, you know, it's just the rabbit hole continues getting more messed up and more messed up. And it's just, I mean, it's just clear as day. Connected dots, guys. It doesn't take much. But if you think I'm lying, go do your own research. Like I always say, do your own research. Come up with your own conclusions. And, yeah, do it that way. But anyway, this is it for today's episode. This is MOE for 713. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, man. Bam.